All right, guys, so winners. Let's go through the winners. I think the Washington Capitals have to be considered big winners here. You look at the Chychrun trade. I think acquiring Jacob Chychrun was huge for the Caps. Only giving up Jensen in a third-round pick, that's huge value. Now you got Chychrun, John Carlson, Sandin. Like, you signed Matt Roy in free agency. I think that was a huge signing, $5.5 million. And then you got the depth of Trevor Van Riemsdyk, Ferravari. I mean, the Caps are looking really good on their defensive side. The fact that they acquired Logan Thompson prior. I mean, the Caps are looking really good out of free agency. I love what they've done across the board. So the Caps have to be considered winners. The Boston Bruins have to be considered winners. 7.75 for Elias Lindholm. I've been saying for a long time Elias Lindholm was going to Boston. It ends up being the case. So Elias Lindholm, Zadorov, even though it might be seen as a bottom pair guy, Zadorov can go up and down the lineup. So Zadorov, $5 million, I think is a fair number. So Zadorov, winners. Boston, winners. Lindholm, winners. Chicago, I think Chicago just did what they wanted to accomplish. Surround with more roster-ready players around Bedard. You get Bertuzzi, I think was a really good signing. You get Teravainen reunited in Chicago where he won the Cup. I think it was a really good signing. And just in general, Chicago got some good depth, some character guys with Patty Maroon. I think Chicago, all good. Chat, we're live right now. Make sure you guys drop your winners in the chat right now. Ace with the 2 says, holy crap, Billy Guerin needs to be fired. So a lot of Wild fans are on Billy Guerin. You could probably go on the lost side right now. Losers. The Blues haven't done much. The Wild haven't done much. The Ducks haven't done much. That's inactivity, right? You probably mark them as losers. Caps, Bruins. You could probably mark the Canucks as winners, even though they lost Elias Lindholm. I really like the DeBrusk signing, $5.5 million per, and they really reshaped their defense, where the defense is still solid. Tyler Myers can be a really big wild card, so maybe you would have wanted more of an upgrade in your top 4 to complement Hughes, Hronek, and Soucy versus just signing Desharnais and Myers, but I still think the Canucks did well with what they had. Devils, absolute huge victory, huge win for the New Jersey Devils. The fact that they have a defense core now of Siegenthaler, Hamilton, Hughes, they bring in Pesce, and then you look at a bottom pair potentially of Dylan and Nemec, that's huge. Like, the Devils are laughing. I think the Devils were in those conversations for like a Stamkos or Marcia, so it didn't pan out, so that's kind of an L in itself, but huge win for how their defense group looks and the goaltending upgrade. Maybe they can still go after a forward in terms of free agency, in terms of a trade, but the Devils are looking really good now with their defense core. I think they have one of the best defense cores in the league right now with what they built. And yeah, you know what? Toronto, for me, I still think the direction, the conversation, I'm not going to say they're like huge losers, but I'm going to say L in terms of the term they had to give out for guys like OEL and Tanev. I love the addition for Tanev right now, but that's the perspective. Carolina, I think they really recovered in terms of Sean Walker, in terms of Gostisbehere, but that was just to replace basically what they lost in Shea and Pesce, and it's probably weaker. And then they lost their forwards in Gensel and Teravainen. So those are my main winners and losers. I think Detroit, inactive. They missed it on Stamkos. That could be another loser for sure. But yeah, ultimately, Nashville Predators are the winners of free agency. That's no doubt about it. You can debate winners, you can debate losers. Nashville Predators are the ultimate winners. Signing Stammer, signing Marchessault, signing Brady Shea, signing Wedgwood. The Nashville Predators, ultimate winners on day 1 of free agency. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I think it's going to be an ultimate, just big mark day for Nashville. Franchise changer. I think bringing in the championship pedigree of Stammer, 1-2 cups. Marchessault, Conn Smythe winner, cup. Brady Shea has deep playoff experience. Scott Wedgwood has been part of deep runs, so I mean, I love what Nashville's done, and it's going to really help their younger players. Ultimate win there. So you can go across the board. I'm going to give some more analysis throughout free agency and throughout the days of certain teams and what I think they can do. But I think I listed the ultimate winners. Nashville, Washington, Boston are my top 3. And then a lot of the losers are just kind of based on the inactivity. I think Seattle definitely overpaid for Chandler Stevenson, overpaid for Montour, but I think they're happy with their day, and I think with what Utah is doing, they're happy with the direction they're going in. I would say, if I had to mention one more loser, but I'm not counting them out to make another big move, is the Vegas Golden Knights. Like, going into the deadline last year, they brought in Hannafin. They brought in Tomas Hertl. So maybe they weren't going to be as busy because now, just by default, they're losing guys like Chandler Stevenson. And I really think when they lost Marchessault here, it probably irked them. They're probably pissed. So watch out for Vegas to make a move. Right now, they're definitely losers, but I don't think Vegas is done. I think they're going to do something. And then in terms of San Jose, I like surrounding Celebrini around Toffoli, but the Wenberg one was a bit of an overpayment. But yeah, I'll go through all the other stuff. Like Montreal, big Slafkovsky extension. There's more for Montreal to do. We'll see what happens. But so much, guys, conversation. Thank you so much for winners and losers. Let's go. Comment your thoughts. I also just wanted to add at the end, Sabres, I don't know what they were doing. Like buying out Jeff Skinner to just sign Jason Zucker 1 year, $5 million. That's the only thing I was also going to question. Like, just the Sabres made some weird signings. A weird trade to trade a second-round pick for Beck Mallenstein. A couple weird signings. I just don't really feel like Buffalo is bringing in impact guys in a big way. So I'm kind of waiting for the Sabres to do that. I think Sabres fans are frustrated, so I definitely wanted to add that at the end here. Anaheim, they haven't reached the cap floor yet. We're going to see what happens. There's so many different conversations. I do want to say the Islanders, for the limited space they have, they could also be seen as winners in terms of that Duclair contract's probably one of the big wins of opening day. So I'm trying to go all the teams that like Minnesota, kind of an L. Some people would say they overpaid on that extension for. So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. I think there's a lot of conversations. I'm exhausted from a long day of streaming, 9-hour stream. So we're going to see what happens. Winnipeg was kind of just inactive as well. And yeah, there's a lot of conversation. But what was I getting at? Yeah, so Middleton. Sorry, I was trying to say Middleton, the overpay potentially for the extension. And then I don't know if there's anyone else that I was trying to call out today in terms of winners, losers, big time. But I like what Calgary's done. Signed Mantha, fair deal. And Colorado, fine as well. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate all the support. Just wanted to add a couple more notes there at the end.